from the start of the season, and it's here Friday night, and it's going to be such a massive game for both sides, really. We're starting to look better under Houghton. Derby are not looking very good at all under Cocu. Another loss for them. Huddersfield, the team would beat them. They beat us, to be fair, so it's nothing we can really laugh at. But yeah, I think it'll be a really interesting game. Obviously, there's going to be no fans in the ground. There was still quite a fiery sort of game the back end of last season. The game that sort of derailed our season, if you will, with that equaliser in the dying embers. But yeah, hopefully nothing like that on Friday night, please. I think, personally, I'm going to say 2-1 Forest. I tend to go 2-1 for most scorelines, I think. But I do think it'll be 2-1 in this one. I think it's going to be a close game. I'd love nothing more for us to absolutely turn them over. Dish out some punishment like they gave us 5-0, unfortunately, a couple of years ago. The less said about that one, the better. I want something like that. I'd love something like that. Do I think that'll happen? Probably not. I think it'll be a bit more of a closer game. It's so unpredictable in a Derby game. For example, I hope this never happens, but Derby could be top of the league, unbeaten every single game. We could be bottom of the league, lost every single game. Could be last game of the season, we could pipe them 6-0. That's just how it goes in a Derby game. Anything's, nothing's off the table, anything's possible. But yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting one. I think it won't be easy, obviously, even with Derby not being in the best of form. So yeah, I would really like to see Graben get back on the score sheet. He's got that sort of monkey on his back of not being able to get that goal this season. He's really struggling to find the back of the net. I mean, he had an open goal chance last night and put it into side netting. So, I think it's really important that he can get himself back in the goals, get himself back to the sort of form that he was in last season before lockdown. He was absolutely unstoppable. So, pardon me, I think if he could do that, it'd be huge for us. In terms of the lineup, I think it'll be more of the same, really. Same back four, same keeper. I'd like to see Arter in for Colback. I think when he comes on, he's just that touch above. He's fantastic, Harry Arter. The way that he can move the ball around, pick a pass, that leadership he's got is fantastic. It's small things, like when we scored against Blackburn. I didn't notice this at the time, but I saw it in a tweet earlier on today. He got all the players to celebrate together, to really all enjoy that moment of us getting a last-minute winner. He's that sort of leader that we need, and with Graben not firing, I think we need somebody else, because obviously Graben's got the captain's armband, but I think if Arter can play, start from the off, we've got that sort of leadership in there, in the middle of the park, to really help us get around the pitch. And I think it's important to have someone like Arter alongside Yates in a game like this. Yates loves this kind of game. He's a Forest fan, born and bred, plays for the shirt, plays for the badge. And I think in a game like this, it could be a possibility that he loses his head and he goes a bit too over the top. So I think if we can have someone like Arter next to him, just sort of remind him to keep his head, help him to get through the game, it could be beneficial, really beneficial to us. But yeah, I think in terms of the attacking four, I don't know, it's difficult because obviously we've got Knockout, but Lolly, he's that sort of player. He can bring that bit of magic, bring that bit of something else. And I think with Lolly in the team, that there's always that possibility he can pull something out of the bag. But again, with Knockout, he's got that sort of flair, that bit of unpredictability about him as well. I'd love to see them both start, but then you look at Amiobi, he scored against Rotherham, he looks like, whenever you want to drop him, he just pulls something out. So, it's going to be really difficult. I think obviously Houghton wants to play Knockout. He's one of his favourites, if you will. So it'll be interesting to see whether he does start. There's a lot of talk. Whenever you want to drop him, he just pulls something out. So, it's going to be really difficult. I think obviously Houghton wants to play Knockout. He's one of his favourites, if you will. So it'll be interesting to see whether he does start. There's a lot of talk before the game, on the sort of championship roundup thing they did before they talked. Before they went into the, I think it was Norwich game, that was on Sky. They said that Knockout would probably start. So I think it'll be, interesting to see whether he does start, whether he goes with Knockout Lolly, whether he goes with Amiobi Knockout, sticks with what he's had already. I've seen that Camille Gosicki might be joining the club now. I think I saw something just earlier on saying that the EFL have said that they've accepted the deal or something along them lines. So maybe he might even start everything in time. So who knows? Who knows? And then up front, I'd like to see. I mean, no disrespect to Luke Freeman. I always call him Kieran Freeman. I've got no idea why. No disrespect to Luke Freeman, but I'd like to see two up top. I'd like to see Grabban and Taylor start. I saw a clip on Twitter, and apparently Sabri was actually planning to play Taylor and Grabban up top together, according to Taylor, and he was having like an interview on a podcast, and that's the clip I saw from it. So why not give it a go? Two strikers up front, double the chance to score. It came on Taylor last night, but he was played like out wide as a wingers, like a wide target man. We need them both in the box, both make it difficult for the two defenders, and I think it'll be really. It'll be beneficial for us to play two up top. I'd like to see it happen, but trusting Chris Hughton, whatever he is going to do, is far better than what I think. Who am I to say who should play? But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. 2-1 for us. I'm going to go with. I'd like to see Taylor get his first goal for the club. I'd love to see Grabban get back on the score sheet. And for Derby, I don't care who scores, but I think they probably will get one. 2-1 for me, I think. It's going to be a really, really interesting game. I can't wait. Bring on Friday. So if you did enjoy it, smash the like button, subscribe to TFTV Extra and this channel if you're new around here, and come on, you Reds.